Dragon in the Overworld, Dragon Quarry, Dragon Duping, Dragon XP Farm, Dueling Dragons, Dragon Boring, Easy Dragon Breath, Dragon Launcher, and much more. Hello there, Ray here. I'll show you how this new trick works and some crazy things you can do with it. And make sure you're still subscribed, as I will be coming out with more videos on this. To get the dragon in the overworld without using any mods, cheats, or commands, we first need to summon in an ender dragon like normal. While that's going on, let me tell you guys a little bit of backstory. 6 years ago, when I started designing my infinite dragon machine, which I used in the fastest XP farm in Minecraft, my dragon XP farm, I came across this glitch where I was able to freeze the dragon in place. It was really cool, as the dragon could still break blocks and damage anything that touched it. This happened several times during the building of my dragon farm, but they were more of a nuisance because we had to remove them, as I designed my farm to rely on active dragons. I did ask a lot of people what was going on with my frozen dragon, but at the time there wasn't many people interested in how the dragon pathfinds. Fast forward to modern day, with speedrunners trying to get the fastest time possible, they rely a lot on the RNG of the dragon coming down to perch so it's easily within range so that they can blow it up with beds. The speedrunning community then started looking into actually how the dragon pathfinds about, and they found out that there is nodes that the dragon goes to, and for speedrunning they came up with a new tactic where they would go directly to that node and try to kill the dragon at the location, which is extremely risky but also potentially much faster than waiting for the dragon to perch. With better understanding of the dragon and how it goes to nodes, Igna found out if you block some of the nodes, the dragon would have a valid place to go to and would end up turning into the frozen dragon. So after 6 years, we finally figured out why my dragon froze. But Jellymeep took it one step further. He thought, what if I just try to crush this dragon down into the end portal? And after fiddling about, he was able to get a portion of the dragon to actually go through the portal and create a new dragon over on the overworld side. That's the history of it. Now I'll walk you through how to get the dragon in the overworld and some cool things you can do once it's over there. So the first thing you want to do when there is no dragon here, you need to come in and place in these blocks where each of the inner dragon nodes is going to be. Then when the dragon is summoned in, it will seem to be all normal. Now that we have a dragon, we could freeze it at this point, but if we want to get into the overworld, we need to use the same trick that I discovered for my dragon XP farm. Now on that one we use piston warping, but I also showed this can be done just by standing near a gateway portal, and when the dragon charges you, it'll end up going through the portal. Alternatively, we can freeze the dragon at this point. To do that, we're going to destroy all the ender crystals except for one. Now we wait for the dragon to perch in the center. Here comes the dragon, it's going to perch. Now we'll destroy the last ender crystal. This will cause the dragon to use the inner 12 nodes, which we currently all have blocked. And just like that, the dragon is frozen. If you haven't already seen Igna's explanation, make sure to check it out after this video. I have it linked below. Poor endermen are dying from the dragon's collision. That's the thing, like even the dragon's frozen, it still damages you. Another fun fact, even though the dragon is like one entity, all these little hitboxes are individual entities, so they actually have their own individual UUIDs, but if you try to teleport any of these pieces, they're not actually found by the game. Now we can't take this frozen dragon and put it into the overworld because we don't have any exit end portals, since technically we're still in the dragon fight. So to get this portal to be lit, we need to kill the dragon, but we don't want to kill this one. So we're going to use a dragon dupe glitch that I showed. So what we need to do is use the trick that I showed to store this dragon by putting it through an entrance gateway portal. Then we'll use this other trick I showed to trick the game into spawning in a new dragon. That way when we kill it, the exit end portal will be lit, allowing us to take the second dragon and put it through it. Okay, so we're slowly moving the dragon over there, pushing on it. We're trying to get it into the entrance gateway portal. Okay, so the dragon touched it. Looks like it might be teleporting back and forth. There's a lot of updates with the portal. Okay, so now it visually actually vanished. Come on to this side. Hey, look at that. The dragon is here. Still frozen. Awesome. So now we use that trick that I showed where if you remove the dragon from around the mainland island, the game will try to summon in a new one because it can't find the current one. So now we just have to wait for that to occur. And here comes the new dragon, just spawned in. You can tell it's a new one because the health bar at the top is changed. Now it's a full health bar. The other one was a little bit smaller. This one's also not frozen. We still got the other one over through the gateway portal. So now we got a new dragon that is summoned in here, and we can go ahead and kill this one now. So we can see way up there, the dragon tried to go to those nodes, and now it's coming back down to perch here. It looks so crazy. It almost looks like a snake the way it's twisting its head and tail back and forth. So we killed that one. This will put in the exit end portal, actual portal blocks there. So now we're able to transport the far out dragon using these portal blocks into the overworld. So let's go over there and check out that one. Just through this gateway portal, and there is the dragon right there. So if you got a normal dragon over here stuck, it would just fly back to the main island. But if you have a frozen one here, you can push it back through the portal, or you can completely unload these chunks, which will cause the dragon to unfreeze. So we push the frozen dragon back up, and it looks like as soon as the white box hits the gate portal, it looks like it's going off. So it's teleporting between here and the end island. It's actually teleporting so much no one else can go through it. So it looks like it finished teleporting, and the dragon's, hey, the dragon's down here. It also unfroze. Look at all the Endermen, they're so mad at it because it came swooping through and hit a bunch of them. The next step is to unload the dragon. So it starts pathfinding using the nodes that we have blocked, which will freeze it again. So we unloaded the end dimension by leaving it. And the dragon froze. Okay, awesome. So you can see it moved a little bit, but then it just froze. So now we're going to move the dragon over top of the X end portal. So now that we've got the center of the dragon over top of the end portal, we're now pushing it downwards until it doesn't get moved any more further downwards. So you can see right now it's not moving, even though we're pushing more blocks into it. So at this point, we now need to move the dragon back upwards. So now we're going to go kind of underneath the dragon so it doesn't hurt us. And we're going to push up on this green box. And this is the one that's part of its main body here. So we're going to have a piston facing upwards. And we're going to power that. You can see it barely moved. And as soon as we pushed it, you also notice in chat, we have a little command that's telling us when the dragon actually goes overworld. So there's actually a dragon overworld, and there's a dragon over here. So we actually duplicated the dragon. This dragon is still here, and if we go over to the overworld, you see now we have an ender dragon in the overworld without having to use any mods or cheats or commands or anything like that. Pretty crazy. I added Jellymeep's walkthrough video on how to get the dragon in the overworld, so be sure to check that out in the description after this video. So now that we have the ender dragon in the overworld, you guys probably have a lot of questions like, can we make a dragon farm? Can we make new types of quarries? Does this actually work with normal dragons or no way eye dragons? Can the dragon go into the nether dimension? So let's answer those one by one. Let's talk about the duplicate dragon that's in the overworld. So the main thing in the overworld is there is blocks that the dragon can break. So a dragon can pretty much break any block. Blocks it cannot break are air blocks, light, fire, barrier, bedrock, end portal frame, and gateway portal, command block, the repeating command block, the chain command block, the structure block, the jigsaw, the moving piston, obsidian, crying obsidian, end stone, iron bars, respawn anchor, and reinforced deep slate. So it did get rid of quite a few blocks already, but not this water here. You probably also noticed that the dragon doesn't have a boss bar here in the overworld, but the dragon does still have health. At the moment, it just hangs around world spawn point. This is where stuff appears when it comes through the end portal. Like if you would drop in sand, it would just pile up right in this spot. And it's not really going down any further. It's just staying at this wide level here. This is because when the dragon comes to the overworld, if it doesn't have somewhere where it's pathfinding to, it'll just pathfind back to its same location. This is why it makes circles and also keeps it at the exact same wide level of the block it got placed on top of when it came to the overworld. So now we're going to bring the dragon down to low health. You can do damage to the dragon. Once you get the dragon down to half health, it will make a straight line towards 0-0. Once it's here, it then starts doing more typical things that the dragon does by going through the different phases, such as like perching. So if we go ahead and remove this pillar that the dragon likes to stand on, so now you can see the dragon is trying to go and perch on the lowest block. But since it's actually destroying the block as it's going down, it keeps choosing a lower and lower block. So now it actually chose way down here. The dragon's going down a bit more. Let's actually help it out and destroy some more blocks and see how low it'll go. Okay, dragon come back in. I did knock out some more in 0-0, so let's see if it's actually following that. Oh yeah, it's definitely trying to get to the very bottom of where I removed it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, let's keep going. This is amazing. And I suppose when it leaves, it also tears holes through the world. Oh, look at that. Just eating all the blocks up. It doesn't actually drop any of the blocks or items, so you don't get those, but it does just convert them over to air, and it can pretty much do any block that can normally break. Be the first 200 to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So we extended our hole a bit further. Let's watch the dragon do some more tunnel boring. It's a new type of tunnel boring called dragon boring. It slowly makes the side-to-side motion as it tears out all the blocks. Oh yeah, it just keeps going. It's trying to reach the lowest point that we dug out at the 0-0 coordinate. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, let's go all the way down to bedrock now. Let's wait for the dragon to come in. Dude, it's just like instantly killing the mobs in the caves here. Think about it. Deep Slate's so hard to mine. Dragon just instantly destroys it. Don't need using TNT dupers or even flying machines to remove the blocks or any kind of explosions at all. Look at it go. Okay, now it's going to a new spot. Effortlessly goes right through all of the deep slate. So we got a little bit of bedrock here. Oh, it's cleaning out. It's flossing the bedrock. Oh, that's so nice. If you guys ever want to floss your bedrock, Let's bring the ender dragon in. Look at that. It does an amazing job. Oh, look at that. It's just so beautiful. So now I guess it's just gonna do its little flying routine. Oh, dude, it exposed some diamonds. I guess you could, you know, start collecting some ores while the dragon's dragon boring. This reminds me a lot of my wither quarry. It's not like super efficient, but over time, it will remove all the blocks, or a majority of them, in a area that's loaded. I'll have that linked down below. So it took a while, but the dragon actually made it all the way back up again. And I guess as it keeps making this routine where it goes back to the top and then it goes back down to perch, it'll slowly destroy all the blocks. It goes out of decent ways too. So over time, you could have this all removed. So now we're going to destroy the very last block that it tries to perch on. Very similar to where I moved the exit end portal. If you guys seen that video, some really weird stuff happens. You can actually glitch the dragon way up at the top of the world or glitch at the very bottom of the world. So the dragon's coming down to perch. Except it has nowhere to perch because we removed the last bedrock. So let's see what happens. So I just kind of sat right near the bottom of the world. You can see it's kind of chilling out here at the very bottom. Every time the dragon goes into the water, it puts off all those water particles across the entire size of the dragon. That's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and fill this back in again. So the dragon will go above it. So we did get the dragon's health low in order to make it come here to 0, 0. So let's place on Ender Crystal and see if it will use that to heal. So we got the crystal a little bit closer and it appears now to be connecting up with it. Hopefully it's healing it. And the healing seems to work. The dragon's back up to 200 health. Now even though the dragon's health is full again, it doesn't go back to world spawn point. It stays here at 0, 0. Let's answer a question, can you get multiple dragons in the overworld? So we push it down a little bit, and now if we push it back up again, it should duplicate, and should get another dragon into the overworld. Oh, there it is. So other dragons over there, and this is a new one. You can see it's still flying around the world spawn point rather than 0, 0. Okay, now it's low, it's taken off towards 0, 0. So we lowered their health on the second one, and now you can see both of them are here at 0, 0. It looks so majestic flying in the overworld. So the question is, can you freeze Overworld Dragon the same way it's done in the end dimension? So we placed blocks up in the world and we restarted the server and they did not freeze. That's because here in the overworld they're not considered in their dragon fight, so they don't just pay attention to the inner nodes like after you destroy all the ender crystals. Oh man, look at the dragons. They're like synced up. They're kind of turning the same way and turning at the exact moment. Oh, that's amazing. It's like synchronized swimming, but with dragons. Yeah, since you get multiple dragons this way easily in Overworld, you can easily fill up the mob cap. If you guys see my video from a long time ago, I was the first one to discover that you can actually use dragons, withers, and even shulkers to hold up the hostile mob cap here in the Overworld. And later on I also discovered you can use villagers that are traded with and converted back into zombies, as well as also the new wardens. I'll have those videos linked in the description. Now it does seem like the dragons go through different phases, like perching phase, looking for players to attack, actually at the perch, as well as circling. There's 10 different phases, 11 including phase 0. So here you can see it's coming down to perch, and it's actually trying to shoot the fire's breath, which, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, there comes a fireball. So those still occur even here in the overworld, and you can collect them up. You can make a fire breath farm like this. If you guys haven't seen, I actually designed the very first dragon's fire breath farm, so this could be a nice addition to that. And you could also use this trick here that I showed to actually catch the fireballs and infinite bouncing effect, which would be pretty cool. So you kind of store them as like an entity. So you can actually kill these dragons in the overworld, and they will die just like a normal dragon does. We'll do the same kind of death animation, and they also drop XPs. Let's go ahead and pick these up. So you can see they don't drop as much as the 12,000 XP dragons do. But you could make a dragon XP farm using this nonetheless, because you can get so many dragons. So if you just make a little machine here that pushed the dragon down automatically and also moved it up, you could just automatically keep getting dragons to come over to the overworld. You could farm up the XPs by duplicating the glitched dragons, having them be sent over into overworld, then kill the dragons with just a TNT duper. So we got two dragons in overworld, and they kind of started clipping each other, and they're actually pushing each other upwards and upwards and upwards. We're already up to Y level 600. And they don't seem to stop, so I think they're just gonna go on forever. So the dragons can push each other, very similar to like when I was able to get a whole bunch of dragons all in at the same spot, and we're trying to fight them. They all end up pushing each other, shoving themselves even extremely far, where they would end up in unloaded chunks. And it took us a while to actually find them all. But these guys look like they're just gonna keep going up and up and up. So I guess that's the last I'll see of them. So with the dragon's very bulky hitbox, what are some cool things we can do with it? Look at all these Endermen. They're trying to get to the dragon. They keep bouncing off of the hitbox. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. The Enderman fell right on top of the Ender Dragon. And it's not getting pushed side to side at all. It's just bouncing up and down. It's not even taking damage. That is so funny. What if you could do that as a player? Nope. Nice. We're sitting on top of the Ender Dragon, on top of the hitbox. In survival. Not taking damage. Oh no! Oh, GG. Oh my goodness. So I'm standing on a boat, which is sitting on top of the Ender Dragon. This reminds me of my void bases. You guys remember that way back in the day? It became really popular with 2B2T. I showed how you can make bases either in the void above the world or below the world. And people really enjoyed making like the shulker ones and stuff. But this is really similar. So I guess if you move the dragon into the void, you can also make a base on top of the dragon. While messing with the boats, the guys notice this very strange behavior. Okay, try to click on this boat. Oh, what the heck? Wait, I click on it and then I go back into the boat that I'm already in and then it vanishes. This is what it looks like when someone else does it. You can clearly see the boat zips back to where the player was. And this is what it looks like when you do it. Oh wow, it looks so glitchy. Holy muggers. Can the Ender Dragon's big collision be used, such as how I use the ghast in this farm here, to push mobs off very fast after spawning? Oh my goodness. Oh, they put the dragon and the endstone platform on top of it? The Enderman can still spawn on it, but when they do, they get shoved into the void. Oh, that's amazing. Seems like if the Enderman get on the edge like this, they don't actually get shoved. So I wonder if you could stand there as a player too? Oh yeah, you can, okay. Oh, got too close. Oh my goodness, look at this. If you summon Enderman right here, they really launch. Try and hit that target in the distance. The closer to the center, the more it launches. Oh, I hit the target! I actually hit the target. That was amazing. I also noticed the boats were acting strange when playing bumper cars on top of the dragon. I mean, look at the frozen dragon's data with this command here. Pops up what dragon phase it's in. There's 0 through 10 of them. And these guys are considered phase 0, which is circling. What if we use a dragon to guard the obsidian platform? You could also use this in any other place. Okay, so we got the Ender Dragon center right on top of the obsidian platform. Now, someone come into Enderdimension in survival. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's one way you can keep people from coming over to Enderdimension. Then you can have the Enderdimension all to yourself, just until they actually get their Elytra. Meanwhile, you could also use it as like a player boost. Give you a little boost before you could take off with your Elytra. Here, look at this. Look at this Ravager. And oh my goodness, look at that. It's like it curves. It's like it goes this way and it acts like it hits on something and goes that way. Like, how does it curve like that? It's like a curved shot. Ring. That doesn't make any sense. Curveball. Now in the past, I actually designed a ender pearl cannon that uses the Ender Dragon. You throw a pearl through it and it would collide with its collision and then it would launch the pearl really far away. But now it doesn't do that. But now the very small hitbox that's in the dragon's head is the only one that works. You throw it to this piece here, I actually will hit it and teleport right to the dragon. Does this mean that any dragon can go through the exit end portal and end up in the overworld? So we have a whole glob of exit end portals here, and we have a normal dragon flying about. And if we actually teleport that dragon into this, the dragon actually does not teleport into the overworld. So no worries about that. But what if we have a dragon that has no AI? It seems very similar to this frozen dragon. Now if we also summon in a dragon that has no AI right inside of these portals, these dragons, you can see, are also not getting teleported into the overworld. You might have also noticed that these no AI dragons look a bit different than the other ones. With this one not having any of the smaller hitboxes, only the big one, where the real dragon has all these smaller ones that are green. So our dragons that had no AI, it looks like maybe their hitboxes are actually centered on the 000 mark in the world, which is really strange. This is actually where a lot of projectiles used to end up when they were nulled. Maybe you're thinking, since this no AI dragon is not moving, similar to the frozen dragon, we need to move it back and forth with pistons to make it go through the portal. We're going to try to move the dragons by shifting them downwards and see if that puts them through the portals. I also have a second account sitting in the overworld at spawn to see if they actually duplicate. We're also testing the dragon that's frozen, except the dragon likes to destroy the portals, which updates them and causes them all to break. So if we place portals in right where the dragon's at, they actually appear so fast and get destroyed. Even me, the player, doesn't get teleported while I'm in creative, which should be instant. So I guess if the dragon could teleport, it wouldn't really matter because it breaks them before anything can actually teleport with these portals. So even when they're moving the dragon over into the portals, it just destroys them. we turn mob griefing off and we're going to fill it in with nether portals. And the dragon doesn't instantly vanish. Let's move the dragon around a bit, kind of like we did with the end portals. So we're pushing the dragon up and down, but doesn't seem to be moving over to the nether dimension. So withers still can't go through portals, and normal dragons also. So the tag that prevents bosses from going through portals is still in effect. It turns out dragons still have the tag which makes them not go through portals. But in the frozen dragon, there's a section of the dragon that lacks this tag, allowing it to go through the portal and making a new dragon on the overworld side. Tons more dragon tricks in this playlist here, or how I designed an automatic farm for every single item in the game of Minecraft with this one here. Leaving a like makes a huge difference on the video, or you can support me by checking out my Patreon page. Now let all your favorite Minecrafters know of this video. Big thanks to Jellymeep as well as Igna for joining in on the testing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.